Hi, this is Mato. In this video I will show you the game between Magnus Carlsen and Fabiano Caruana. This is the game from the last round of Gashimov Memorial tournament, played in Azerbaijan in 2014. Magnus Carlsen had white pieces and he started with d4. Caruana played knight to f6, knight to f3, g6, g3, bishop to g7, bishop to g2, and Caruana played c5, d5 and castling are two most popular moves, or if you wish, two most played moves. Caruana played c5 and Carlsen played c3, d5, d takes on c5, Caruana castled kingside and Carlsen castled kingside too. a5 preventing b4, bishop to e3, knight to c6, knight to a3, a4, queen to c1, making the room for the rook on d1, and also perhaps aiming for bishop to h6, exchanging dark squared bishops. Well, that's on the menu. e5, but now knight, which is now on a3, can safely get to d6. Rook to d1, queen to e7, knight to b5, of course, with the idea to go to d6. Bishop to e6, knight to g5, attacking the bishop, bishop to g4, knight to d6, h6. That was another very interesting continuation, and that is bishop takes pawn on e2. If bishop takes pawn on e2, white can play rook to e1, but there is another much more interesting variation, and that is exchange sacrifice. Knight takes rook, bishop takes on d5, and white would have a compensation for sacrificed exchange. There are three pieces attacking on f7. Okay, let's go back to our game. In the game we have h6, knight to f3, king to h7, h3. Instead of h3, perhaps b4 immediately was better. We have h3, bishop to e6, b4, pawn takes pawn and passant, pawn takes pawn, rook takes rook, queen takes rook. It is safe to say that white is better out of the opening. Do you agree? White is a pawn up and has that very annoying knight sitting on d6. It is black to move. Caruana played a very interesting move, knight to e4, and Carlsen played knight to d2. If knight takes knight, then pawn takes knight, and after knight to d2, f5. Suddenly black is doing well. So we have knight to d2, f5. Well, is it possible to take that knight on d6? What do you think? If knight takes on d6, then pawn takes knight, queen takes pawn, knight to c4, attacking the queen, pawn is pinned, queen to e7, bishop takes on d5, but now bishop takes on h3, b4, and if rook to d8, bishop to b6. Looks like that white is slightly better. What do you think? Okay, in the game we have f5, knight from 2 takes on e4, d takes on e4, queen to b1, f4 attacking the bishop, bishop to d2, e3 attacking the bishop again, not taking the pawn, bishop to e1, bishop to f5, attacking the queen, queen to c1, h5, pawn takes pawn on e3, f takes on g3, bishop takes on g3, queen to g5, attacking the bishop on g3. It is white to move. How would you continue? It looks like that king to h2 is a natural move. But Carlsen found a very interesting continuation. e4, bishop for bishop. Queen takes bishop on g3, but now not taking immediately on f5. Rook to d3, attacking the queen. Queen to h4, and now pawn takes bishop. Pawn takes pawn. If black can play e4, then he would be doing alright. Black dark squared bishop would come to life and would become very dangerous. Carlsen played e4, blocking the pawn on a5. Pawn takes pawn, bishop takes on e4 check, king to h8, queen to e3, rook to f4, bishop to g2, black to move. Black can't make any progress. Queen to e7, queen to e2, attacking the pawn on h5, queen to h4, defending, but now black queen is tied up with defending the pawn. Carlsen played b4, e4, pawn sacrifice, desperate move. Knight takes on e4, and white is 2 pawns up. Knight to e5, attacking the rook. Rook to d5. If knight moves, rook takes pawn on h5 check, winning the queen. King to g8, b5, rook to f5, c6, pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Doesn't look good for black, does it? Queen to e7 was played. If knight to f3, then bishop takes knight, and after rook takes rook, queen to c4 is winning for white, pinning the rook. So Caruana played queen to e7, knight to d6, rook to g5, pinning the bishop on g2, knight to b5, queen to e6, rook to d8 check, king to h7, queen to e4 check, rook to g6, c7, queen to a6. Caruana is not resigning. Pawn is pushed and promoted to queen. Queen to a1 check. How should white continue? King to h2 or king to f2? What would you do? Was this your choice? Carlsen played king to f2. Why not king to h2? King to h2 would be the blunder of epic proportions. Because of knight to f3 check. If bishop takes knight, then queen to g1 checkmate. And if queen takes knight, then bishop to e5 check, and after queen to g3, bishop takes queen checkmate. Queen to a1 was Caruana's last trick. However, Carlsen saw that and played king to f2. Queen to b2 check. King to e1. Caruana resigned. Possible continuation is queen takes bishop on g2, queen takes queen, rook takes queen, queen to f5 check, king to h6, rook to d6 check, knight to g6, knight to d4, and we can stop here. Carlsen won the game and the tournament. Congratulations, Magnus Carlsen. What do you think of this game? And that is all. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. I wish you good luck with your chess and bye for now.